Fabulae 22, 1-3. Paulo post usus est ab Orestio hydram necare. Okay, let's do a scan. A little bit after order by Eurystheus, Hydra, kill. Got it. Usus est, clearly that's our big V, the verb, and it is perfect passive. It's that two-word thing we see, usus, perfect passive participle, PPP, and a form of the verb to be, est. He was ordered. Not he ordered, but he was ordered. Now, we know from the US that this subject is going to be singular and masculine. So we don't see anything here. Well, there's Eurystheus, but that's an ablative. And it's in that prepositional phrase. Knock that one out. That's a unit right there, by Eurystheus. Now, ob can also mean from, but in this case, it's going to be a ablative of agent, by Eurystheus, which you often see with the passive verb form, he was ordered by Eurystheus. Obvious choice of who that is back, we're referencing Hercules in a previous story up there, and he just doesn't appear in this sentence. A little bit afterwards, Hercules was ordered by Eurystheus to kill the Hydra. There you go, Dio. Direct object there. What's this? Present. Infinitive. Active. We're going to see more of those. Hoc autem monstrum erat qui novem erant capita. This is a little confusing. Oh, I see erat right there. So there's a verb. It's imperfect. It's singular, so we're looking for a singular subject. Now this monstrum, this was a vocab word in a previous one. Monstrum, monstri, neuter. So that could be accusative, could be nominative. So let's try that out as a subject. The monster was. And we've got hoc, modifying it. Autem, that just means however. And even though it's second word in this sentence, we're going to flip it, put it there. That's how we do it in English. However, this monster was. This is sounding kind of weird. Koi. Now, this is the relative pronoun. This is dative. To whom, for whom, 9 were heads. This is weird. What's going on? Okay, first of all, we have to switch around how we use the verb to be here. This was a monster. So really, the hoc is the subject, and the monstrum is a predicate. This was a monster. Kui, the relative pronoun refers to its antecedent in number and gender. Number being singular, singular. Gender being neuter, neuter. However, its case is determined by its function in its own clause. Monstrum is accusative. It's nominative. Kui is dative. It's a dative of recipient. It's actually called a dative of possession in this case. To whom there were 9 heads. So this dative of possession, we really are going to translate it something like who had 9 heads. Hercules igitur cum amico eoleo profectus est ad paludem Lernaeam, in qua hydra habitabat. All right, let's work on eliminating prepositional phrases first. And if you do this, it really takes a lot of words out of the equation, and it makes it easier. Igitur, that's just an adverb. Adverb, therefore. So then we're left with Hercules perfectus est. And actually, this parentheses, I put that in a little too early. You do have to watch out for that. This goes all the way to here, to the swamp of Lernia, ad paludem Lernaeam. In qua. So you really are left with very few words. Hercules, therefore, Perfectus est. He set out. The hydra was living. Nice. Hercules is subject here. Here's his verb. Hydra is subject here. Here's her verb. Perfectus est. This is perfect passive. Indicative. However, it's a deponent verb, so it has passive forms but active meanings. Deponent verbs. Passive forms, active meanings. If you look at those principal parts, proficiscor, proficisci, perfectusum, they're all passive, but the meaning, to depart, is active, not necessarily transitive. Whereas habitabat, that's just your regular old garden variety verb, first conjugation. It's got active forms and active meanings. Hercules, therefore, with his friend Aeolus, perfectus est, passive forms, active meanings, departed ad paludem Lernaeam, to the swamp of Lernia, in which Hydra habitabat. Hydra was living. Now the in qua, that relative pronoun, again, relative pronouns agree with their antecedents in number, singular, and gender, feminine. So we have to go back and find a singular feminine in the previous part. And let's see. Ooh, paludem Lernaeam. You can't really tell because that's third declension there, but with the am here, you can tell this is singular, feminine. So it's the swamp we're referring to. The swamp of Lernia, in which, refers back there, the hydra was living. Now in this case, you see, this case is ablative because it's the object of the preposition in, whereas paludem Lernaeam, well, that's accusative. So the cases do not agree. However, they do agree in gender and number.